Alright. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, for this video, I decided, since a lot has been going on around us in the spiritual realm, we need to really focus on something that needs to be addressed, that needs to be told and exposed into the light. Okay? Going to bring the truth to the table. Okay, so the first thing I want to start by saying is this video is meant to tell you that you are in the right place, to be still, to trust God, and to have faith, and to not lose your position, because so many other people would die, would literally just do anything to be in your spot that you're in this new season, in this new breakthrough, in this season of great deliverance, of finally being set free from the weak chains that the devil had tried to keep you in. And nothing, God was not going to allow the devil to hold you back. And those chains are being broken. And you're going through that breakthrough where you're just going to get everything. You're going to go receive those major blessings that are set in place for you. The devil isn't attacking you because there's something wrong with you, or because you did something very wrong, or because you somehow deserve to go through every single attacks that are placed over your life, the attacks over your life. The reason why you have great attacks over your life is because there's a great, higher, a very special purpose set for you to fulfill in God's plan. You've been anointed since birth up until this point. Ever since birth, you've always been going through battles in the spiritual realm and in the physical realm, where people greatly had a dislike for you, where people greatly felt jealous over who you were as a person. And many of them had more than you. They had more financial money, they had more social status, more power, more recognition, more things that could elevate them, and all the resources that they needed to do the work and to work on themselves. But even though they had all these great fruits in their life, they still were lacking something that you have and that not many people can attain or find within themselves. And so that's why they came after you, to try to steal, try to destroy, or try to kill something within your spirit that they greatly wanted for themselves, or because of envy, feeling that you didn't deserve it and that there was nothing, that you didn't deserve to have it because of the anointing over your life. And so they weren't going to make you feel good about yourself. They weren't going to give you the recognition that you deserve, the praise, because the spirit within you causes them to dislike you and want nothing to do with you. It's the spirit within you that causes all this turmoil to happen in your life. Okay, I'm only here to deliver the message, and you either take it or you leave it. But I'm only going to do that. I am not here for people to like me or to gain approval. I'm only here to speak and deliver the message. And that is all I'm going to do. I'm no longer going to feed in to the enemy or give attention to negativity, which there's enough in the world already to come onto this platform and deal with the same thing that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. This is a place of support. This is a place of refuge and unity and bringing light into fruition, and also a place to praise and glorify God. This is all this platform is all about. It's not about me. It's not about proving a point or arguing. It's only about speaking the truth, bringing the dark into the light, and giving glory and doing God's work. That's what we have been called for. And to love one another. To love one another and to be there and support one another. We're not here to divide. We're not here to argue or waste time on foolishness. When we carry the spirit of wisdom, we need to learn how to listen. We need to learn how to be teachable and to learn from other people. So, the message I'm going to deliver for today is many people who don't want to admit or accept the fact that you have been called from amongst them. You have been set apart. You are chosen by God. And you don't need other people to tell you that you are chosen. Or you don't need every single person to accept or validate or their approval for you to know that God has chosen you. All you need to know is what you have gone through and why you have gone through it. And know the word of God and know what He has said about you. And being chosen is not just a word. It's not just a label to make yourself feel better. It's not just a label to act like you're better than other people. Being chosen is living in full righteousness, taking steps to win in the kingdom of God. We're not here for the worldly things. We're not here to be loved and accepted by the world. We're not for everybody as chosen ones. We're actually, most of the time, most people don't want anything to do with us. There's the spirit of rejection. There is the spirit of envy and jealousy. And the spirit of the Antichrist that we always come up against, and the Jezebel spirits. And the spirit of the destroyer who tries to destroy us and tries to talk down on us, devalue us, downplay who we are and who God has displayed by our fruits of us being a chosen one. What God has displayed, no one can twist the truth and fabricate it or change the narrative over your identity and over your life. It doesn't matter how many people try to speak death onto your life, how many people have tried to keep you down. When you're chosen, no matter what you go through, God will always never let you fall and always elevate you in the Spirit. Because that Holy Spirit within you is the Spirit of God. And that's how you know that you are highly anointed. Many are called to fulfill their callings, but being chosen is embracing, it's doing God's work, is being fearless, is having that spirit of courage, of faith, of using your spiritual gifts for the Most High to save souls, to lead people, to redirect them out of darkness and into the light, to help them, to uplift them, to bring great change that is positive, to love people and to show them the love of God. You're in the image of God. That means that what comes out of your mouth should be holy. What is in your heart should be pure. You should be born again. And the lifestyle, the way that you live. And it takes great sacrifice. It takes great commitment and dedication. And it's not just the fact that you have to try to find your place in the world when God had made you different. He's made you unique. So we have to accept that no matter wherever we go, we'll always stand out. And we'll always have that very strong personality, that very strong presence within our spirit. That other people are going to be intimidated. They're going to feel jealous. They're going to be envious. They're going to want to try to bring us down to their level. And no matter what, God has already lifted us in the spiritual realm. He wants to continue to lift us. We have to continue to conquer other levels. We've conquered many other levels throughout our whole entire lives. Ever since birth, we had to conquer our family. We had to conquer the demonic generational curses, bonds that were literally meant to destroy us, to keep us in a toxic, dynamic, dysfunctional household family. We had to trust and believe that God was going to deliver us from our own family members. And that right there was already a spiritual battle. We had to never conform because our spirit wouldn't allow us to do anything that was evil. When you're a child of God, ever since birth, you had a contract. You made this contract with God. You and God made this contract within your spirit. And you decided that you were going to complete and you were going to keep that covenant of love, of holiness, of righteousness with God. And you were going to be a leader and a person with highly spiritual discernment and consciousness and awareness of yourself, of who God told you who you are and who other people are as well. Now, once you made this contract ever since birth, God already knew that there was going to be a lot of things that were going to come up against you. That you were going to face a lot of adversity. that your story was going to be victorious for God's kingdom. So in childhood, you might have been scapegoated. You might have been treated as if you were inferior, as if there was something wrong with you, as if you couldn't truly be your real self. Even when you would express yourself and you would fully express love and light, they wanted to dim that beautiful light within you, that beautiful aura. And they were aware that you were different, that you weren't one of them, that something about you just radiated. You were just glowing, even as a child, and they knew it. The demons in certain people, the demons that they're battling, that they are under the influence of, the manifestations, they get irritated by your light, that they try to dim it. They try to destroy the light within you because of how much darkness is within them, and you make them uncomfortable. And they want to feel less threatened by your presence. Even your own family could have felt jealous, competed with you, tried to act like they knew more than you, like they had more wisdom than you, that God had favored them more, and that you weren't as blessed and anointed as you really are. These are all the lies of the enemies, the devil, that you've had to go through. The devil has always tried to blind you from who you really are, try to strip you from your identity, try to take away that anointing, that light, that high blessing, and that high purpose of your life. Try to steer you away into the path of destruction, into the path of utter darkness. But yet, God would not allow it. He would not allow it in your spirit. That spirit of yours is so powerful that nothing can intervene or come up against that divine protection that is over your life. Your angels that surround you, that protect you, that divinely guide you and keep you out of the enemy's hand. Now, your childhood could have been chaotic, could have caused a lot of problems in your life because they knew who you were and they feared you. They feared of who you were capable of becoming. And so they tried to control who they wanted you to be, of what they expected you to be, because they knew that you had the ability of becoming greater than they were. And these people are ego-driven. They're so prideful. They're so envious and jealous that they won't ever admit that someone is a lot better than them, that has surpassed them, that carries great wisdom and great knowledge. And so that's why they tried to make you feel like you weren't chosen. But it's not up to them. God didn't ask every single person that He placed in your life if they were okay with you being chosen. He's not looking for their approval. He's not looking to see if they'll love you or if they will help you or bless you. He's not looking for them. He's looking for you. God has been looking for you. And that's why we have to continue to stay in that Holy Spirit and seek His kingdom. We're not here to seek or open demonic portals in our life. We're here only to fulfill that great purpose, which is to be able to be saved and to be able to inspire others and to save other people by them watching and by us setting the example. But they don't need to like us, they don't need to love us, they don't need to accept us. They just need to steer away from our path, because nothing is going to get in the way of what God has ordained in our life. That's where the envy and jealousy comes from. It all has to do with the spirit. Something in your spirit. Not even, it's not all physical. It's not all because you're more attractive than them, because you're more fit, because your sense of style. It has to do with your aura that's very magnetic, that you are the automatic spotlight wherever you go. You automatically, unintentionally, you don't even have to try, just to bring attention your way. People are drawn to the light. They need the light. And so that's why your life hasn't been easy, because you're the light being surrounded by a lot of darkness. And there needs to be balance. With the light, you're going to have to face a lot of attacks in your life. You're going to attract a lot of different spirits in your life. People that need your light, and people that can't stand your light because it's too bright. So they're going to try to dim it. So they need what you have, but then when they get close to it, they can't stand it, and then they start trying to throw shade your way. That's why you've always been mocked, you've been laughed at, you've been treated like you weren't exactly who you say you are. They've tried to put you in a box. They've tried to define you. They've tried to make you out to be something that you're not. Try to make you out to be this bad villain. To try to make you look like you're a joke. They underestimated your value. You were the underdog in many situations. They called you weird, strange, different, or why can't you be normal? Why can't you be more like us? Or you really are weird. Something's wrong with you, when there was absolutely nothing wrong with you. So, that spirit of envy and jealousy, it comes from the devil. It's a dark force that tries to take away, to steal, to destroy, and to kill something beautiful within you. That's why we need to be very careful, very aware of people's intentions and their motives. Because we have to be aware of the type of people that come into our lives. Most of the people that come into our lives, especially in the world that we live in, have an evil imagination. Evil thoughts run rampant through their mind. They're constantly thinking on how they can get an ego boost, how they can get over on someone else. We need to be just aware of the type of world that we live in. Not everyone has the heart that you have. You're rare. You're like a diamond. And many people love the idea of you. They love what you can offer them, but they don't want to be committed to understanding you, to building a relationship with you. Many of us were targeted ever since birth. We've always had God watching over us, and we've always had monitoring evil, satanic spirits also studying us and learning our weaknesses and absolutely every single thing of our life, because they fear what they do not understand. That's why you get attacked, because they fear you. They fear that powerful spirit that lives within you. Sometimes they don't even understand why they dislike you so much. Sometimes they don't even have the words or the courage to tell you that they are jealous, that they dislike you, because they're demons within them. They're not even aware, and they don't have that self-control or awareness of their heart. And they act out very nasty and cruel your way. And then other times, they'll be very nice to you, and they'll act out of character, because what's residing in their spirit is envy and jealousy. And no matter what, it's always going to come out. And they're always going to show how they truly feel about you, sooner or later. Most people have an empty vessel. All they have to offer is things of the world, but they're spiritually dead inside. I don't know if you've ever witnessed how certain people are spiritually dead. They lack an identity. They lack love in their hearts. They're filled with complete darkness. And they don't want anything, absolutely nothing, to do with the light. They have no soul. They have no sense of direction. And the only way that they feel alive is by destroying someone else. by destroying whatever it is that they don't have. And that's why they come after us chosen ones. The devil seeks to devour, to steal, to kill, and destroy. We have to understand that most people are not happy with themselves. They live very unfulfilled lives. And they see that God has fulfilled every need in your heart. And that's why they become obsessive with you, but at the same time, they hate you. And haven't you been aware that the people that are jealous and envious of you, they claim that they don't like you, that they can't stand you, that you're such a bad person, but yet they still try to find ways to be in your presence. And this is because they're spiritually dead, and the only way they feel alive is through living through you, who has life in your spirit. That's the only way they feel that they exist in this world, is through you. So people have made contracts, and some of them might even be unaware. Soul contracts, contracts in the spiritual realm. They've decided that they are not the ones who want to break the generational curses in their family, and so therefore they're cursed. The demons get passed on into their family. The strongholds like addiction, like certain things that people battle with, gets passed down to the future generation. So when you're a chosen one, you want to break any demonic soul tie that you have with anything that is from the darkness. And if you create, or if you get married, you want to be of the light. Okay, I don't understand what's going on in the chat. But please, no name calling, no insulting other people. Let people just express themselves and be respectful of other people in the group chat. So yeah, people have the free will. They have the free will to do good or to do bad. To change or to remain the same. And change requires great sacrifices. It requires great pain. Change is painful. Change is not easy. Change requires much effort. To much is given, much is tested, much is required. And there's a price that everyone has to pay, depending on the mutual agreements, the spiritual contracts that they make in the spiritual realm. So, the people that are trying to hold you down, right? They're jealous or envious. They're trying to hold you back from just continuing to move forward, continuing to elevate and to get to other places where God is trying to take you to. He's trying to open new doors in your life. He's not trying to keep you in the same environment, in the same places, with the same people. He wants to bring and renew your mind and your spirit and bless you in His own timing, in God's timing. We have the will of obeying God or disobeying Him as well. He gives us the will to walk towards the blessing or to ignore and to believe that we don't deserve the blessing or that we don't deserve better. But it also comes down to the thoughts that we're thinking that become our own reality. If we're allowing the enemy to sow seeds of discouragement, of self-doubt, and we actually believe it, then we won't get to our blessing. We won't get to the promised land. Who are we listening to? What we have to understand is those people that are trying to hold us back, they feel trapped. They're trapped in their own darkness. And instead of understanding that we're here to bless them, they think that we're trying to prove ourselves or trying to rub it in their face that we're better than them, because their ego gets so bruised without us even doing anything that they feel threatened and they feel attacked and they feel insecure. So what they don't understand is that we need to continue to conquer other levels, to go up against even bigger devils, the higher ranking devils, the spiritual attacks that we go through. Once we already conquered, we learned the lessons, we conquered certain demons in the spiritual realm, we have to go through other levels in our life. And that means that there's going to be another great attack over our life. We go through the darkness in order to get to the light. And if we have certain people that are jealous and envious and they want to hold us back, then they're going to hold us back and they're going to take away our purpose away from us. Snatch it. Dream snatchers. They're going to try to snatch that purpose, that plan. So you won't be able to do whatever God has called you to do. That's why it's very dangerous to have an envious, a jealous person, family member, friend, or just an acquaintance in your life. And you need to continue to elevate in the spirit, because God wants you to help not only 5 people, He wants you to help a great majority of people, a large group of people that will hear, that will feel the presence, that will appreciate the light within you. So we have to continue to rise, because that's what God wants us to do. That's what God is trying to do in our life. He wants to raise us up and to let go of the people that want to keep us down, because God is trying to raise us up. You see how when you let go of the toxic family, or you let go of friends that you thought were your friends but they ended up betraying you, or they ended up rejecting you, and they ended up ghosting you as soon as God started blessing you and started revealing things to you about yourself and about the people in your life. That's when God was able to work through your heart the most, when you didn't have so many distractions. And I'm going to go more into envy and the different things of envy. So, yeah, you come off as a great threat to many people. They see you as a threat. Because you're confident in who you are. You're confident in yourself. So of course, there's going to be attacks. You want to know why there's going to be attacks? Especially on your identity? When you have a very strong sense of self because of God, because He is the one that gives you your identity. You get your identity through him, not through anyone else. And you have that very strong sense of self, and you're secure in who you are. You're confident. You walk with that confidence of the Holy Spirit, knowing that you have owned up to your true divine power. There is going to be attacks in that area of your life. The areas of your life that are highly anointed, that is where the devil is going to attack. If you are a prophet and you speak the truth, he's going to attack your voice. He's going to try to silence you. He's going to try to make you feel like no one cares to listen to you. If you have a great gift of healing, he's going to tell you that what you're doing is not making a difference. That it's just worthless work that you're doing. Or you're a prophet. Oh, someone might come to you and tell you that no one cares what you say. That eventually people are going to fall onto deaf ears sooner or later, or they're going to not want to listen to you anymore on what you say. But we have to understand that the areas that we are mostly being put down on, they're trying to put us down, break our spirit down, is the area that we are highly blessed in. What about your intelligence? You have great wisdom. You have high consciousness. You're intellectual in the way you articulate yourself, in the way that you express yourself, the love that you express fully. The enemy will try to make you feel that you're stupid, that you're not intelligent, that you can't do anything right, that everything that you do is just, it's not important. We have to understand that this comes from jealousy and envy. The spirit of hatred, the spirit of jealousy, and the spirit of envy. Whenever they try to down talk on your hopes and your dreams. And they try to down talk on your anointing. They try to act like you're stupid, like you don't know what's going on, and that you're crazy. When in reality, you have a very heightened sense of self and awareness, and you have the ability to see the broader picture and to see people for who they truly are. So that's why we need to be aware of the devil's schemes and plots and deceitful work that he does. So any lie from the devil that has been spoken over your life, rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ. That is no longer going to hold you down. You're going to be lifted and you're going to be set free from all the lies of the enemy. That is dead weight that you're carrying, and it's not true. It's the opposite. It was just projection of how they felt about themselves in your presence. They felt unintelligent in your presence. Or when they tell you that you think that you're better than them, and trying to make you feel that you have to be less of yourself, that you have to be less confident, that you have to have a a smaller personality, that you're too much. You tell them that you are enough. I'm enough for the right person who will accept me. God accepts you. God poured a lot into you because he knows that those gifts that he's placed into you are going to be fruits of love, of transformation in other people's life. You have something that many people want. And whatever it is that they want, that's the area that they're going to try to steal, to destroy, or to take away from you. So we have to be aware. We have to know that whatever God has placed in us, it belongs to us. And no one has the authority, no one has the power, no one has the ability, and no one has the say to take away what God has blessed us with in our spirit, the spiritual gifts. You know, there's people who are jealous, who are envious of the spiritual gifts that are in you, and they want to have what you have. They want your spiritual gifts. They wish that they had them. So don't allow the devil to take what is rightfully yours. What belongs to you. People are going to see you, and they're going to want to take something away from you. Certain people lose themselves. They lose themselves because they gave in to the devil. And they lose those spiritual gifts because they weren't using them for what God wanted them to use those spiritual gifts for. Now, we have to protect those spiritual gifts. We also have to continuously work through our spiritual gifts. And not give the authority to the devil. Now, the reason why you get attacked a lot with your identity, because you're confident in who you are. God's chosen ones, God's children, are very confident in who they are. Ever since you were little up until this point, you already know who you are and what you stand for and what you believe in. And you have a very strong moral compass and sense of direction and purpose and vision. You've been born with a vision that only you can envision your dream. And the reality is, we live amongst people who are spiritually dead or are very low, or are only living in their flesh. We also live amongst people with demonic possessions and demonic spirits that are operating with them. And these demonic spirits, depart themselves from God. Not only that, but they lose themselves. They lose their sense of selves. Okay? And this causes great insecurity within them. And the reason why you're going to go through a lot of attacks when you're a confident person is because the people who are insecure are going to see you as a threat. They're going to see that, why is this person so confident? Why is this person so sure of who they are? And they're so stable in their sense of self. And so the insecure people are going to try to make you feel that you don't know who you are, that you're not who you are. They're going to try to strip you from your identity because they're insecure in who they are. And they want you to be like them, so they don't feel so bad and they don't have to do the work and they don't have to build a relationship with God. And instead they want to take the easy way out. So that's why you get attacked in certain areas of your life. And you can be saying, why don't people accept me for who I am? Why don't people accept me for me being genuine and being transparent and true to who I am? Why do people have a problem with me expressing my true self? What is it about me that triggers people when I was just born to be this way? I'm born to be myself, and if you don't want to change yourself, because if you change yourself, then you're doing God a great dishonor. Not only that, but you're going to feel miserable because you're not living in the truth. God is the truth, and when you live in the truth of who you are, you're free and you feel happiness and contentment in who you really are. And that's why insecure people will attack your identity. They'll try to strip you away from everything that you are. Tell you that you're not a good person, that this is wrong with you, that you need to change this, you need to change the way you dress, you need to change the way you talk, you need to change the way you express yourself, you need to stop being too much of this, stop being too emotional, stop being too happy, stop being too nice to people, stop being too good-hearted. They want to try to teach you a lesson and try to change you in a way. They cannot change you. I want to make this very clear. Don't allow anyone to have that control over your life, to change any aspect of who you are as a person, to change your heart, to change your vision, to change what God has already spoken over your life. Thank you for the donation. And that's where jealousy and envy comes from. They want to try to change you. They want to try to control you. They want to try to make you less than what you are. And that needs to just, you need to walk away from that. So yeah, I went through great suffering throughout my whole life, and I it's a continuous life, but it's all worth it. I'm not gonna complain about it, but the things I went through were meant to break me down, were meant to take me out as well of this life, and people would always attack my identity. They would tell me that, why are you too happy all the time? Why do you do this? Or, you're not who you say you are. You're actually this and this and that. um, why are you pretending? You're fake. You're blah, blah, blah. You know, a bunch of negativity. They would, attack my confidence. I was very confident in who I was. And there was a part of me that I still didn't know that the reason why they attacked me was because of my light and the strong presence that I had. And that's why they were trying to tear me down. And constantly focusing and monitoring me and just being obsessive over absolutely every single thing that I did. It bothered them and it irritated them. And I would have nothing to do with them. I wouldn't go out of my way to hurt anyone, to put anyone down, but yet they took time out of their day to attack me in the spirit. It was a spiritual warfare because there was a lot of darkness. The place where I went to school, it was filled with a lot of people with all the shallow, superficial, emptiness. They would wear a mask. They're highly narcissistic. A lot of Jezebel spirits. A lot of jealousy and envy was in these people's hearts. That's what was inside their heart. And they would use my vulnerabilities. They would use my spirit against me. My certain things about me, they would just use it and use it for evil. And little by little, I actually started to lose myself in so much opinions about who I was, so much that they would try to steal from me, to take away from me constantly. You know, these people would only come around me to extract energy, to make themselves feel better. They would emotionally dump their trauma, emotionally dump their problems, vent to me, and just use me as an emotional dumpster to literally take out their negative emotions out on me. And they attacked my confidence a lot through that. You know, like they would tell me, you're not that pretty. You're a bad person. No one really likes you. No one would date you. You know, things like that just, it's meant to break your confidence down. Lies of the enemy. So yeah, you know, as soon as I got away from these people, I left the covert narcissist, and I was at my lowest point. That's when God found me at my lowest point. And I started to heal, and I started to understand what was really going on. That it was all just projection, envy, and a great deal of jealousy. And the fact that they didn't understand me. They hated that I was different and that I wasn't afraid to be myself. Now, I would always stand out because I wouldn't do things the same way everyone else would do them. You know, like certain trends that people would follow, I wouldn't follow into their trends. I wouldn't do the same exact things that they would do. Like gossiping, I never participated in speaking bad about people or gossiping. So they automatically wanted to attack me for not being like them and conforming to them. So the enemy, the devil, has always wanted me to conform, to separate me from God, because of jealousy, because of envy, because of how much God loves me and loves each and every single one of you. And so, I experienced a lot of darkness throughout my childhood, throughout school, and throughout all my life. And that's why we have to shine our light. That's where our light comes from. We went through a lot of darkness to be at the state of happiness and peace and the state that we're in. So they're jealous of all the work and everything that we had to go through to get to where we are right now. It wasn't an easy journey. It wasn't just a night process where you just go to sleep and all of a sudden you just become this powerful, resilient, strong person. God literally put us through the fire. We went through the darkness to get closer to Him. So yeah, I soon realized that there wasn't nothing wrong with me, that the devil is a liar, that it was the people that had serious problems, that were insecure, that were envious, and that they lacked a sense of who they are because of them living in darkness. So you soon realize that it's not you. It's them. It's the satanic group mentality, the hive mentality, the darkness that they work together. They try to bring you down. So we got chosen ones. It's very hard for us to find a relationship, like a friendship, a romantic relationship, because we're always being attacked with the spirit of jealousy and envy because of our light that shines bright. We make people feel bad about themselves just by us being in their presence. Just by us being around them, they automatically just feel like we take away their spotlight. We take away their greatness. And people can't admit that you're better than them, that you have more than them in the spirit. And they don't want to learn from you. Instead, they just want to bring you down to their level because it's easier for them to feel better about themselves that way, instead of going within themselves and searching within their soul of the deep-rooted problems, of the demons that they're being attacked with. So once you come out of those situations, you can see everything clear. You can see people for who they really are. You can take a closer look of what was inside their heart and understand that you weren't the one that did these people wrong. You weren't the one that wished bad upon them. You weren't the one that tried to make them feel bad about themselves or put them down. And that's why You have a pure heart because it leaves you with a clear conscience. The fact that you were there for people who left you during your darkest moments, your most tough times, out of jealousy and envy, because they thought that if they left you and if they put you through those difficult times, that you weren't going to make it out. Because that's how dangerous that spirit of envy is. The spirit of envy it's demonic. It's very demonic. The spirit of envy is so evil. It is evil. I've seen it and it is disgusting. And how it overtakes these people. And it causes them to be so vile and so cruel to the person that they envy. They lash out at them. They treat them so unfairly. You get so much unfair treatment. You don't get treated like everyone else does. They try to deprive you from things that you deserve and things that you didn't do anything wrong to be treated the way that you were treated. And this spirit can operate through any person, any age, absolutely any age. Chosen ones have to go through this with people from all ages and all different walks. And it doesn't matter their background, it doesn't matter their history. They can still feel that jealous and envy towards you. And you can just feel it in their presence. And you feel bad for them. And you try to make them feel better about themselves. But yet they end up putting you down and end up devaluing you in the end. But yet they become obsessed with you. They want to leech on to your light. But at the same time, they want to fill you with their darkness and their negativity. You see how dangerous this spirit is? They want to benefit off of you, but yet they want to exchange and fill you up with their darkness, their pain, and their negative emotions that dwell upon their soul. So the way that people made you feel, that's exactly how these people feel deep down inside of their heart. Because whatever resides in a person's heart is whatever comes out of their mouth. Those horrible things that people spoke about you, that's exactly how they feel every single day about themselves. And we're not here to heal people with our energy. We're not here to carry their wounds. God doesn't want us to suffer. He wants the best for us. He wants us to have relationships that are going to make us feel alive. The devil wants you to be in pain. The devil wants you to be in darkness and to be confused and to live in chaos. And to scramble with your mind and manipulate you and deceive you and devalue you. None of that comes from God. God is clarity. Those spirits that try to manipulate you and try to play on your emotions and were playing on your heartstrings, that doesn't come from a person with a good heart. And someone who has hidden motives. You see, jealous and envious people always have hidden motives as to why they want to come near you, as to why they want to be around you. Did you know that? That not every person that comes around you has your best interests at heart. You know, it takes a lot of lessons, a lot of things that we go through. Wisdom comes from experiences, especially very dark places. That's where we gain the most wisdom. Envy is worse than hate. It really is. Yes, exactly. It really is. Yeah, envious person, when you're going through something, when you're suffering, when you're in pain, they feel that they're winning. When you end up going through something, they feel like all of a sudden they're better than you. It validates who they are. So we don't want to be an attachment or a connection with envious people. Because the envy inside of a person dwells inside of their heart. And you can't even change it. You know what I used to think is that if you compliment an envious person, that'll make them feel better about themselves. And the envy will just leave that person. But it actually doesn't. And we as chosen ones, we don't feel good when other people are jealous or envious of us. We don't have high narcissistic tendencies. It doesn't actually make us feel better that other people have these certain emotions, or that they feel that those negative feelings towards us. These emotions we don't like. We don't feel satisfied. We don't feel good about ourselves when we have so many people envying us and are jealous of us, because we know that this spirit is demonic, and it makes us feel unsettled in our spirit. It really does. The people that were envious of me, that would hate on me, it didn't make me feel good. It made me feel bad, because they are just trying to make you feel really bad about yourself. A narcissist will feel good, but it's negative attention. It's hatred. A narcissist will feel really good about this. They would be like, oh, I'm glad, that person's just jealous of me and they want to be just like me because I am better than them, and that validates that I'm better than them. But we don't feel that way. We want people to just be at peace with us. We want to have a nice friendship with someone. We want to actually have a genuine, deep connection with another person, our family members. We don't like that spirit of them being jealous or envious of us. We don't like when a friend is competing with us on the low, is copying us, is mimicking us. That doesn't make us feel good. It makes us feel bad, because we end up feeling bad for that person that feels that way towards us. And then we try to make them feel better, but instead we can't change what's in their heart, because it's deeply embedded. The way they think. We don't even know what they think, but they create this illusion in their mind of how they want to take you down. So, yeah, I never felt good. I never felt good when people would give me those evil eyes or give me like very, very mean looks. And I would be like, what did I do? I'm just being myself. What's like, what's wrong with people? Like, why are they being so mean to me? What did I even do to them? And it's the spirit. It's the spirit of that. It's so vile. It's vile. It is dark. Um yeah, so the dark entities amongst us, they're always trying to pull us down. They're always trying to pull us down. And as chosen ones, where our presence is so strong, it's so powerful. It's like we're a huge threat to the kingdom of darkness. We're a huge threat to this world. That's why we get targeted. And that's why we get so many people who don't even know us coming up against us. And the dark entities, they all get into groups. That's how you know that you're not weak, that um you're not this just average ordinary person, that the spirit within you is a threat to them because they have to work in packs. The wolves, they come in packs, trying to pull you down. And they can't, because God will always uplift you. And they don't know this. Many of them don't have a very strong relationship with God. And they don't know that you're going to be able to come out of that situation. They think that their plan is going to work. And they get frustrated. And they start hating you even more and more when they notice that their tactics aren't doing absolutely nothing to keep you down. Because your spirit, no matter what, will always be uplifted. Because you have the Holy Spirit within you. The Holy Spirit is so powerful that not one demon, no one can destroy that Holy Spirit. They can mess with it, they can keep you down for a little bit, but you're always going to be able to find that light within. And God is going to even illuminate that light even brighter in front of your enemies. And make them think twice for going against a child of God. That's why it's hard for chosen ones to have relationships. So you're going to attract a lot of haters. Just for doing the work of God. We have to remember to not change who we are, to not change our hearts, to not change our direction that we're heading towards, and to continue to allow God to elevate us and allow Him to lead the way. Because the path is very broad towards destruction. And these spirits that are the Antichrist have the spirit of destroying. Your path is very narrow. There's a reason why you're different. There's a reason why you're exactly made the way that you were born. Certain things about you are very different. And they know that. They know that you're from the light. They know that they're from the darkness. But they want to pretend and lie to themselves that they're the light and that you're the darkness and that you're the negative one and that you're the bad one and that you're the one that has all these bad intentions and that they're the good person. So don't change who you are. Let them paint you out to be the villain. Let them paint you out to be whatever it is that they want you to be or want to see you as. But you don't change absolutely nothing of who you are. If it's not affecting anyone, it's not bringing anyone down, it's not controlling anyone's life, you continue to be who you are. We have to elevate ourselves higher and higher so their negativity doesn't affect us as much as they try to inflict their abuse on us. Because what they're doing to us, that envy and all that they do, that's abusive behavior that they exhibit towards us. It's abuse. And so we have to elevate ourselves higher and higher, where we don't allow their jealousy to even touch us. To the point where dark, negative energy cannot reach you. Don't lower yourself to be accepted. By dark entities. I'm going to repeat that again. Do not lower yourself to be accepted by dark entities, by people with demonic spirits. Don't lower yourself. To be accepted by dark entities. question we have to ask ourselves is, why do we want to be accepted by certain people who have absolutely nothing but foolishness to offer, and who speak nothing but pride, and they speak proudly over us, and who don't really care about us at all, and who don't want the best for us? Okay. So, we have to pay the price, even in the spiritual realm. We're going to experience good and bad in our life. Like in this chat, there's many of us who are experiencing the wisdom, who are experiencing the love of other people who have awakened and who are speaking the truth. There's a separation between the light and the darkness. The spiritual warfare, it's very obvious who's operating in darkness and who's operating in the light. And everything is just revealed to us, especially during these times. People are actually showing who they are. And it's obvious to see the light and the dark. And they see the light in you. You have the ability to see the darkness in them. And they can't hide anything in the spirit. So, with that being said, nothing in the spiritual realm can ever be hidden from you as a chosen one, because you have already been given the truth. God has already revealed to you who's for you and who's against you. And God has removed your enemies out of your way. He has brought clarity into your life. And now you see very clearly. Now you see exactly every person that was meant to destroy you, that was meant to distract you. You know which people are only distractions. You know where your attention, your energy, and your heart should be in. And it should be in God. And the distractions are meant to distract you from God. And the people that are meant to destroy you are meant to try to take away your energy and your spiritual elevation from you, and try to keep you stagnant or keep you from not obtaining your purpose. Or to cause a delay to happen, which a delay is just, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer because that certain person is trying to delay you from going into your promised land. So, God has many blessings in store for you. God has already set the table for you to sit in front of your enemies. Now, God will set the table, but you have to be willing to take the steps to be able to use your enemies as your footstools, to be able to rebuke any stronghold that is holding you from moving forward, like envy and jealousy, those people who are envious and jealous of you, who try to make you feel guilty for doing what's right for you, for making the right choice in your life. You know, envious people are great flatterers. They'll tell you really nice things about yourself. They'll tell you what you want to hear about to make you feel good. Envious, jealous people are good at making you feel good about yourself. They'll tell you things that you're so beautiful, I support you, I want to see you win, I want the best for you. But if we see their hearts, we'll know that they're not being true. Their intentions are corrupted. So, the devil doesn't want you to have your blessings, and he's going to try to sell you short a dream that is not the dream of God. The devil will try to tempt you with future faking, with love bombing tactics. As we know, the love bombing tactics is to keep you in that trauma bond, is to keep you in a demonic hold, to keep you down. That's what it all is. These envious, these Jezebel spirits, these people who are jealous of you, they're going to try to love bomb you. They're going to try to want to come back into your life, to future fake with you. And at the same time, they're jealous and they're envious of what you have. And they're only doing this so they can benefit off of you not finding better and that you deserve better. And they know that you deserve better. But yet, because they're so envious and they're jealous, they think that no one else deserves to have you and only they deserve to have you. You get what I'm saying? This can be even a very toxic romantic partner that doesn't want to let you go. These demonic spirits, they see your value. They see what you have to offer, and they're so jealous that they don't want you to reap what you've sown with someone else who can give you a lot. Reciprocate back real, genuine, true, pure love. Right? They'll try. Yes, it is ownership. These people feel like, these jealous, envious people feel like they're entitled to you. They feel like you owe them something. They deserve to have what you have. They somehow feel that you are only here, placed on this earth, to boost their ego and to make them feel good about themselves. But yet they want to fulfill their agenda by using you. They want you to play a part in their story so they can win. so they can use you to elevate themselves. God does not want that for you. God wants you to learn how to let go of those jealous Jezebels. Jezebels are very envious spirits. They love bomb you. They try to butter you up with all these beautiful words and gift giving and future promises and, oh, me and you, we're gonna go do this and we're going to one day be such good friends and I care about you and I'm always going to be here to support you and I'm always going to have your back. You're my ride or die. You know how many envious, jealous people have told me these certain things in my life? And they were empty promises. They were empty words that had no weight on them. So, envious people feel like whatever it is that you have, it's meant for them. They're selfish, entitled, ignorant. They don't understand that you have things to do, that you're busy trying to do God's work. And they want to take the wheel in your life and control your destiny. Destiny blockers is what they are. Destiny blockers. An envious spirit is a destiny blocker as well as a dream snatcher. And this live stream is very serious. It's kind of harsh what I'm saying, but we need to be aware of the type of people, spirits that are operating within them and learn how to get away and walk away and just cut that cord with those certain people. You know, these certain people will try to talk down and try to put doubt. Do you really think that's a good idea? That type of vision that you have? Do you think that it's going to work? Or you don't have enough financial money to make that happen? Certain things are going to fill you with making you doubt whatever it is that you want to go and take a leap of faith. And try to make you feel guilty for doing what will make you happy. So agents are going to be sent into your life. Throughout all your life, you got these monitoring spirits keeping up with you, monitoring your every move, monitoring everything that you say, depicting, judging you, seeing when you're going to make a mistake. They can run and try to make you look bad. We have agents that are being brought to us. Our old life tries to come back into us. People from the past try to come back again into our life because they're jealous and they're envious. That's why they ghosted us, because they thought that by them leaving, they're going to somehow stop us. That somehow by them leaving, we're not going to be able to make it in life without them. Not knowing that we have God in our side. And that with God, He'll make miracles happen. With God, supernatural things will happen for us in the spiritual realm. And we don't need the approval of any other person for God to open that door for our blessings. So, people in the flesh have this type of mentality that, oh, if I ignore them, If I leave them during their most difficult times, then they're not going to be able to ever come out of that situation. And they end up getting more mad when you end up becoming even stronger out of the situations that they tried to place you in. So people are not going to like you for doing the right thing and for leaving them. But those same people that were jealous and envious and they looked down on you, now they're looking up at you. Now they have no other choice but to look up and admire you. And they're not going to be able to speak down on you with envy and jealousy. Because the truth is revealing. And it's right in front of many people. So, your presence becomes even more powerful. Just like God's presence is. Because that spirit in you is of God. And then it starts to irritate them a lot. So, I want to read you guys this article that I found, and it talks about the different types of envy that we go through. So, this is just to know that there's nothing wrong with you when people start to act out of character with you, when people mistreat you, treat you cruelly, unfairly, and try to make you look bad, or try to embarrass you in front of other people. So I'm going to expose the enemy. Okay? So, the first one is the sarcastic envy. Apparently, this person assumes everything with a great sense of humor. But in reality, he is disguising envy with sarcasm, which is his favorite weapon to make others feel bad. He will not attack directly, but will also be ready to highlight your weaknesses or mistakes with a smile on his lip. It's his way of making you feel inferior. And if you ask him what he wants to say, he's likely to get offended or angry. Number 2 is a direct envious. This person attacks directly to make you feel bad. Normally, they are insecure people with an aggressive personality who are concerned with detailing your faults in an attempt not to let you enjoy what you have achieved. They remain alert so that every small signal of success, they will remind you of a previous failure. or mistake. This kind of envious people are very careful because they will not even hesitate to put obstacles on your way to prevent you from being more successful. You see what I mean by their blessing blockers and destiny stoppers? Try to stop you. This kind of envious people are very careful because they will not even hesitate to put obstacles on your way to prevent you from being more successful. Number 3 is the pessimistic envious. His goal is to undermine your mood and your motivation. Any positive news that you give to him and that can generate envy will be refuted by using negative arguments with the sole purpose of depressing you. For example, if you tell that person that you have been hired in an important company, they will say that the company will take advantage of any excuse to fire you, or they will enumerate several reasons for what, according to them, the company is not as important. Number 4 is the competitive envious person. This person will not tell you anything openly, but his attitude and actions say it all. He is aware of every detail of your life to emulate you. If you buy a new house, they'll rush to buy a better one. If you change the sofa, they will immediately go to buy a bigger and a more expensive one. It is that kind of envious person who are never satisfied with what they have, so they continually want what others have and even pretend to generate envy in you. Number 5 is the lurking envious person. Even this person will not tell you anything, at least at the beginning. It's a kind of silent voyeur which observes your life with envy. When you finally make a mistake, you fail, or something goes wrong, they'll take advantage of that moment of crisis to put a finger in your wound. Their favorite phrase is, "I told you so," which hides a deep satisfaction because it makes them feel superior. Envy is one of the most damaging feelings that exists. It damages those who feel it and also those who are the object, because often those persons are forced to overcome all kinds of obstacles that the envious person put on their way. Envy is a corrosive feeling that can ruin life. Resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. That's how envious people feel inside of their spirit. The reason why envious people are so dangerous and are a great risk to be around is because these people imagine that other people were failing, which means that the misfortune of the envied person activates the centers of pleasure in the envious person. They enjoy the misfortune of others. The problem is that for the envious person, it is difficult to appreciate the beautiful things in their own life, simply because they are too busy worrying about all the things that are happening to you. Envy is the art of counting other fellow blessings instead of their own. The envious person feels inferior, so they believe that they will never be happy, powerful, capable, or intelligent like you, and that is why they are envious. In fact, a very interesting study conducts that an enormous self-confidence is a person that is less likely to feel envious because they tend to be more cooperative and altruistic in their social relationships. So yeah, they use sarcasm disguised as humor to poke fun at your achievements, and to mock what you believe in. This can feel humiliating. They copy you, or pre-attempting you beyond the limit of simple flattery. You invest in yourself, or you invest in, I don't know, like you just buy something and they'll do the same thing and buy a better one just to copy you and compete with you. Passively waiting until you slip up, and they'll be gleeful, ready to say, "I told you so." Generally just making you feel bad about yourself. They just want to try to make you feel bad about who you are as a person. Someone who has harsh criticism, who is harshly criticizing who you are and making it feel like you're a hard person to deal with and that you're hard to love, that person does not belong in your life. So how to survive an envy attack? If you start to feel small, that is what the envious person wants. Try to catch that feeling of diminishing yourself and stop yourself from doing it. Don't let their insults stick. Smile and nod and show that their words are not getting to you. Don't make apologies for who you are and what you do or what you say. You don't have to hide your good fortunes just because you fear someone will stoop down and punish you for them. So they want to punish you for your goodness. This is the spiritual war that we're going through. So you do not have to apologize for who you are and what you do. If you love God and you praise God and you worship God and you serve Him, you don't have to apologize. And if they try to punish you for what you stand for and what you believe in, then you have to stay strong in what you believe in and not allow someone else to make you feel bad or make you feel that what you're doing is unacceptable in their own perception, in their own world. Don't retaliating by criticizing them too. They already feel self-hatred towards themselves. They already see you as above them and better than them. So don't stoop down to their level by criticizing them back. Turn the other cheek like God says and walk away when they start to disrespect you, when they start to put you down, when they start to make you feel inferior to them. And understand that they're the ones with the problem, and just walk away and choose to leave them. Because no one should be disrespecting you in your own space and in your presence. They don't deserve to be in your presence if they are going to be ungrateful and treat you as if you are not important and you're not worthy of respect, which you are. Remind the envious person of their own strength and successes. Encourage them to count their own blessings. And of course, we have to create ways to protect our energy from being drained from this type of spirit. Think about putting on the full armor of God so the envious attacks coming your way can bounce off of you. Ultimately, choose to hang out with people who make you feel good about yourself, rather than those who deplete you and bring you down. Well, that is what I have for the different type of envy that will come our way during the spiritual warfare that we're going through. There's a lot of envy, jealousy in this world. And don't dim your light. Don't be in darkness with them like they want you to be. They want to be in the darkness, and they want you to be in the darkness with them. Like this. They want you to be just like this, in darkness. And when you come around, you're the sun, and it's like they can't, it's too bright for them. They're like, I can't stand it. I don't want to stare it. It's too bright. It's too much for me. I can't handle the light. Turn it off. Turn off the light. Turn it off. And they'll do everything in their power to try to bring your light down. Some people will try to destroy it. Some people will try to dim it. Other people will try to steal it from you. Now, when they do everything in their power to destroy your light, you shine your light even brighter than ever. You end up shining even brighter. Okay? Don't make yourself uncomfortable just to make these envious people comfortable within themselves. You know how many times I've made my own self feel uncomfortable just to make other people feel comfortable and feel like they can be themselves around me, because they were threatened by me, and I felt bad because of how I was making them feel, and I thought that I was the problem and I was the one that was causing them to treat me bad, because the majority of the people were negative and it was all projection. So don't make yourself uncomfortable to make someone else comfortable. If they can't handle your presence, then they can leave. But you do not leave. You do not end up making yourself invisible just because they can't stand your spirit. We still belong. We still deserve a place in this world. And we have authority in the spiritual realm. And they have no right to dictate or control where we should or we shouldn't be. And also, don't make yourself small to make someone else feel big. That's what they would love to do, the envious people, is for you to become less of who you really are, so they can be more of who they want to be around you. So don't make yourself small just so they can feel bigger and better. Remember that you're chosen and that God placed that light within you for a reason. To shine. To shine very, very bright. And if they can't handle you, then that's too bad. If they can't digest who you are as a person, then they don't even need to be in your presence if they don't want to accept you for who you are. Now, that's why it's important to set boundaries. Saying no to them when they try to make you feel bad or trying to convince you something about yourself that is not true. You have the right to say no when they're saying yes to a certain thing about you. You have the right to say no. I disagree with you, and I am not going to change my belief because of you. Stand very firm and strong in what you believe in. Now, one important thing I want to state is be aware that these are frenemies. Now, most envious people, jealous people are frenemies in your life. They're not going to be very upfront with you and just communicate that they're jealous, that they're envious of you. Your friends, your so-called friends, or so-called friends in the past, who claim to be your friend or your best friend or to love you and to support you and everything, as soon as God started to make a couple of changes, elevating you, raising you up, and you start becoming better than them, then they start getting jealous and envious, and they can't withhold it. And then they can't even hide it. It just comes out of their spirit. These are your frenemies that you need to be aware of. You know, it's better to know who your haters are, but it's worse when you have a friend who is a frenemy and who is envious of you. Because they will, in your face, put on a mask that they love you, that they're for you, that they support you, and that they're your ride or die. I'm going to make a video on ride or die, that's phrase, and what it actually really means. And I'm going to explain how it's very deceptive, that very manipulative people use that certain phrase so that you can tolerate their mistreatment along the relationship. Now, God is going to continue to raise you up. Not going to ask them. He doesn't care what they want. They're not in control of what God is going to do for you in your life. Now, that's why you have to let go of certain people like this. Those frenemies, they gotta go. They gotta get out of your life. And until they deal with the problem that they're facing within themselves, that self-hatred that they feel, those insecurities, those deep-rooted insecurities, those demonic attachments that they have, they can't go along with you because they're your frenemies. And they're going to try to sabotage something good that is going to happen in your life. And trying to put self-doubt and trying to make you not fulfill whatever plan or vision or dream that you have. Or tell you, are you sure that's a good idea? Or maybe you should just settle for less. Maybe that will be the best. So they'll give you certain feedback that sounds like they're trying to give you good advice, but in reality it's bad advice, and you know it's bad advice. So that is how we know. I'm going to give you guys an example. I had an ex best friend, an old best friend. As soon as I started to change certain things for the better in my life, as soon as I left my covert narcissistic mother, and I thought she was a genuine best friend, I put my trust in her. The whole time, she was a friend of me since the beginning. She was against me, not for me. And I was deceived throughout the whole friendship with her. And she confessed to me one day that she told me, you know what, I'm going to be honest with you, but I've been very jealous of you for a long time. And it's been in my heart, and I have to tell you how I really feel about you. So she was one of the very few people that actually told me that she was jealous. And I knew it because of the competition, because of the passive aggressive, sarcastic, underhanded comments, the bad advice, the pessimistic, envy, trying to put my mood down, things like that. She confessed to me that she was just jealous of me, of certain things, that I was always happy. Just I guess my spirit irritated her. And I had to let her go. And I decided to just end that friendship because it wasn't going to work out. When I knew that her heart wasn't pure and it wasn't genuine, and there was a part of her that felt resentment or envy towards me. And I couldn't handle being in a fake relationship. So I had to just decide to just depart and go our separate ways, because nothing was going to grow out of envy, right? I did the right choice. I don't regret it. I still wish the very best for her. I still wish her to have a very beautiful life and a happy life. I don't wish anything bad, because she left me with good memories. But a frenemy is not meant to go a lot, to be near you. It's just they'll try to destroy, sabotage certain things in your life. They'll give you bad advice. They'll give you a bad advice. They'll tell you to go back to your old habits, to go back to your old ways, because they see the great changes that God is making in your life, and they start to feel like you start to become better than them, and they can't meet you at that level. So instead they'll try to bring you down to their level. And I decided, you know what, no, I'm gonna do what's best for me. And I decided to move out and make the choices that were going to bring me more peace and happiness. Not only that, but bring me closer to God. And And that's when I truly found myself, during that time of isolation when a lot of people walked out of my life. So yeah, there's certain times where we just have to let go of people because they're gonna hold us down. They're gonna hold us back. So this is just an example that you can want the best for those people who envy and are jealous of you, and you don't feel that way towards them, but they can feel those emotions towards you, and it hurts. You know what else hurts? It's when it comes from a family member. A family member that you look up to or that you love, and when your own family member competes with you, when your own family member doesn't want to see you win and wants you to actually lose in life and you to do bad in life and wishes bad upon you, that's heartbreaking. That really it hurts us chosen ones. Thank you for the contribution. So yeah, like, you can be holding them down, you can be there for them, you can support them, but they're gonna only want to hold you down, but keep you down, right? You're gonna want to hold them down, as in be there for them. That's what I mean. But they're gonna want to keep you beneath them. They're gonna love you as long as you're beneath them and you're on their level. But as soon as you start to pick up and elevate, then all of a sudden, that's when they start to resent you and they start to be envious of the blessings that are over your life. So that's when we learn codependency, thinking that we have to be there for other people because they need us, because they need help, and because we think that they won't be able to do it without us. So we become codependent to them because we get emotionally tied into their problems, or the people pleasing, wanting to please people's needs and their wants. But this can be very dangerous if the person is envious of you and you're codependent. So we have to work on that. So no more of codependent relationships, especially when the relationship is not reciprocated, right? When someone's envious of you, a friendship, a person in your life, they're not going to want to give back to you because they're going to feel like you already have enough and that you don't deserve more, that you don't deserve whatever it is, that they don't want to give you certain things because they feel that if they give you that certain thing, that they're going to help you become greater or better. You get what I'm saying? It's very dangerous with envious people. They're never going to be there for you. They're never going to want to support your dream, invest in your dream. You start a business, they're going to see that you started a business, but they're not going to even want to buy anything from your business. They're not going to want to support you. Strangers. That's why your soul family isn't just the people that you have history with, the people that you have good memories with. People's hearts can be filled with envy, which is, it's not good. It's bad. And your wins are going to be like losses to them. They're going to see your wins as you wanting to think that you're better than them. They're going to be like, oh, well, you think you're better than all of us, or you changed, or somehow you act like you're too good for us now. But it's just because you've been elevating, you've been working on yourself. God has been working on you, and no one's gonna stop what God has for you. And God gives us free will to choose if we want to stay in a dead relationship that is not going to bear any good fruit, or if we want to follow the path of truth and of light and of happiness. Because we don't want to lie to ourselves either. We don't want to live a lie when we know people's true intentions, when we know how they really feel about us. But we want to lie to ourselves. We want to continue to see the good in them and ignore their true character when they put us down, when they laugh at us, when they mock us, embarrass us, when they single us out. That's another sign of envy, when they single you out, when they outcast you in your own family and your own friendships. They want to invite you to certain events, to certain places that they go to. They'll make plans and they'll leave you out because they're envious, because they're jealous, because your presence makes them feel inferior to them. Your family as well can single you out, can make you feel like you don't belong, that they're so much better than you, that whatever you say is seen as non-important. So they'll devalue you. Envious people will devalue you. They'll look for ways to just put you down. So it's not a relationship in the Lord that you can build. And that's what God has called us to do, to have relationships, but that give glory to His name. So that's why certain things are just not going to work. Relationships are just not going to work. No matter how much we try, no matter how much we do good by them, it doesn't mean that they're going to do good by us just because we do good by them. That's a difficult lesson that many of us have to learn, that we've had to learn. That despite the fact that just because you show someone mercy, because you show someone love and compassion and unforgiveness, it doesn't mean that their heart is changed or that they're going to change their character when that's who they are. They have to be willing to take accountability and accept and change for themselves, not change for someone else. Because many people will say, I changed because you told me to. And then they're going to use that to gain leverage over that person. But true change comes from within, when God really renews your heart. He takes all that filth and you're a clean slate. That's true. You think they're helping and they spit in your face. Yes. Yeah. So we have to learn how to walk away and leave them where they're at. And that's also an act of self-love. It's an act of self-love because we're not putting our high expectations that they can't meet onto us. You know, some people are not capable of wanting to change. And we keep pushing it onto them. We keep trying to control them. We keep trying to control them to be a better person, to see the wrong in their ways, to speak the truth towards them. And they end up hating us for trying to help them by speaking the truth, by revealing to them that what they're doing is not right, that bringing honesty, just being truthful in what's really going on, so we can make the relationship work. But it takes two to make the relationship work. It takes commitment, understanding, and effort from both sides. It's not a one-way street. Well, you'll know when something's wrong, because you'll know that you don't feel that you can be your true self. You feel that you have to make yourself smaller in order to be accepted by this person. You'll feel that somehow they take more away from you, from your happiness, from your peace. They bring pain into your life instead of happiness. They bring confusion. They're hot and cold. They'll be nice to you whenever they need something from you. But whenever you start to do better or you start to win, they ghost you. But they're still watching you. They haven't left your life because they're emotionally attached to you, obsessed towards you, but they're not going to admit it. And that is just also envy right there. And envious people don't want to let you go, because they see your value, they see what you bring to the table. They're fully aware of who you are. They don't want you to be fully aware of who you are and what they see in you. So they won't compliment you. They won't give you credit when credit is due, and give credit to whoever has earned it. So they will not want to release you. That's why you see family, your old family old life will try to come back into your life, to be nosy, to see what you have going on in your life, to compare their life towards you, to compare themselves to you, because of that jealousy and envy that they feel. That's why it's very important that we're very aware of who we allow into our lives and who we take back. And also, an envious, jealous person can jeopardize your relationship with God. So, Jezebels, let's talk about Jezebel spirits. Jezebel spirits are very possessive. They want the person only for themselves. they think that they somehow deserve whatever it is that they want. If someone has something that they want, they feel that no matter what, they deserve it, even if it means hurting someone just to get their emotional needs met or just to get whatever it is that they want out of someone. They're users and takers. Now, they're also envious of other people. They're envious of good men. Jezebel spirits, some of them will go after very good hearted men. And they'll charm them, like I said, love bomb them, compliment them. Oh, you're this, you're that. Try to make them feel like on a cloud. Put them on a pedestal, right? I mean, who doesn't want to feel good about themselves? And that's how narcissists are so deceptive, because they use that charm. They look like the real deal on their outside, but on the inside it's filled with envy and jealousy and hatred. This is what a lot of people are filled with nowadays. A lot of people are filled with those spirits. Hatred. They look at you like that. They'll give you those glares like, or they'll tell you, you think you're better than us. You think you're better, don't you? You think you're better than all of us. But it's envy in their heart. So even, it's like the Jezebel spirit, they have envy. Deep rooted envy embedded in their soul. So they envy even other females that are more attractive to them. They envy other people stealing the attention. A Jezebel spirit wants all the attention from all the room. They want to always be the spotlight. That's why Jezebels cannot stand highly sensitive people, people with high empathy, because highly empathetic people also have that very alluring aura, that you are magnetic and people gravitate towards you, towards your healing presence, towards that healing aura that you have, that light. People gravitate towards you. So a Jezebel spirit will see what you have and be envious of it and want to get near you and want to build a relationship just to destroy you and just to leave you with nothing. And that goes with anything. That goes with friendships. Even you can have a narcissistic friend. You can have a narcissistic family member. You can have a narcissistic sibling. You can have narcissistic grandparents. Narcissistic people in general. A narcissistic boss who wants what you have as well. And that's the thing. Envious, jealous people are not going to blatantly just reveal that they're jealous. Some of them are so good at hiding it for a long time until eventually their true nature, their true selves just comes out, like it's revealed to you. And you can't unsee it. Once you see it, there's no way that you're going to be able to perceive them a different way. You're just going to either feel uncomfortable, feel unsettled because of how they feel about you. And some of them will not even tell you, but with their own glares, the way they stare at you, the gestures, the energy, you're gonna feel it. It's like many of us chosen ones, we go to a restaurant, we go to a public place, a grocery store, and we automatically get these envious, jealous people just looking at us staring at us up and down, trying to make us feel less than or inferior, but it's because they're jealous. They see something in you, and that's why they're trying to devalue you with a stare or a glare. The eyes are a window to the soul. The eyes and the people. Sometimes you're gonna be able to see that hatred, that jealousy of that they're so envious of your light that they can't hide it from you. And yeah, that stare is demonic. That envious stare is nasty. I've seen it. I've seen it when people think that you're not staring, and then you they believe that they're being very, very sneaky in hiding the envy, that they're being so sneaky. And as soon as you as soon as you catch them staring, you're like you're kind of like shocked. You're like, "What? Like, what was that?" Like, that was unexpected. And you can't unsee it. You're like, "That's how they feel about me?" Like, wow. Like, I thought we were actually going somewhere in this relationship. And it's sad. It's really sad when you figure out that someone's envious, because then you're like, wow, I thought this was a good relationship. I thought there was gonna be something good coming out of this relationship. And once you see that envy, you're just like, you kind of get bummed out. Like, oh great, what's gonna happen? This person's gonna try to put me down or try to do. You already know. You already expect. Yeah, not today, Satan. Mm-mm. Yeah, don't let Satan steal your happiness. Cause yeah, they'll try to steal your happiness like that. Another thing is, envious, jealous people will try to dictate your life. They'll try to dictate your life, tell you that somehow, you should be doing what they want you to do because they're so obsessed with you. They get so fixated on you that then they start to tell you, oh no, um, that doesn't look good on you. Like, they study you day and night. These type of people will study you. They'll study your vulnerabilities. They'll study your weaknesses. They'll study your strengths. They'll study the things that you like, your mood. They'll know when you're in a bad mood, when you're in a good mood, because that's how much they are so worried about you, so concerned about your life, that they're emotionally attached to every single thing that you do. And that's why they try to dictate your life. Oh, I don't think you should do that. Oh no, that's not, no. I know best for you. I know exactly what you need in your life. That's not it. That person, that new friend that you have, I don't like them for you. They'll just nitpick. Like, they're gonna want to try to take control over your decisions and what you want, because that spirit in them. It's the spirit in them. It's the spirit in them taking control over them, making them act that way. And you're like, what's up with them? Like, why are they being like that? Like, why aren't they just letting me be who I am? Like, why are they so worried about everything about me? But you gotta get away from people like that. You know, they're never gonna let you be your authentic self. You know, they'll be harsh in criticizing you. They'll criticize you very harshly. But at the same time, they want to be you. They'll copy your energy, your personality, your style. I think I explained this in one of my other videos that Envious people will also talk really bad about you behind your back. And they're two-faced. Ooh, they are the most two-faced people you'll ever meet. Envious people are so two-faced to you. They'll smile in your face. They'll tell you how much they love you and how much they care for you and how much they want to just spend time with you, but behind your back, they're tearing you up. They're literally chipping at your character, trying to make you look bad in front of other people, and wanting to just destroy your life. So, backbiters. But at the same time, they'll copy you. They'll copy your personalities, your style, your energy, the way you carry yourself, and hate you at the same time. Behind the back is their favorite trick. So yeah, when they hate on you, they want to try to make you feel guilty. But you have to remember that you didn't do anything wrong. That you don't deserve the way that they're treating you. Even if they try to make you feel like somehow you did. It's just projection. They're going to try to find a way to validate why you deserve to be treated badly. Isn't that crazy? Like, they're going to try to find anything wrong with you. But they're going to use it to twist it around to make it feel like you deserved how they treated you because of something that you did or something that you didn't do for them. But let's talk about the consequences of what these people have to face for trying to attack the chosen ones. Now, I already described to you guys the tactics and ways to, what do you call it? Ways to survive an envy attack, because that's what it is. It's envy attacks. There's consequences for attacking a chosen one. They're not getting away with any of it. That's why God sometimes wants you to move out of the way so he can teach them a lesson. God is your vindicator. And this is tough, but I've seen people they reap what they sowed for trying to go against me. Certain things happen, bad things happen in their life. Very bad things started happening in their life. And they would come towards me asking me if I did some sort of witchcraft on them, or if I did a curse on their life, because their guilty conscience, because they know that they treated a child of God wrong that was undeserving of it, and that eats away at their heart, knowing that they hurt someone that wanted nothing but to love them. And there's consequences for attacking a chosen one. God does not play around. Like I said, he does not play around. He will not allow anyone to treat his children bad. Especially when he knows that he sends us into their life to help them, to be a blessing for them, and to just build a relationship with them, and they decide how they want to treat you. What they don't understand is that you're divinely protected. When you're divinely protected, that means no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue that rises up against you shall be condemned. God will put them in their place, and God will humble them down. You know, envious people, jealous people, they love to pretend like you're inferior, like they can treat you any type of way. They can deprive you from from things like they envious people try to deprive you. They try to take, the enemy tries to steal, take away what belongs to you. Stop you from your purpose, stop you from your destiny. God doesn't play around with that. God wants you to fulfill his calling. And those people that try to get in the way and put obstacles and try to put you down and make your life harder, God is going to teach them a lesson, humble them down. Humble them down by teaching them a very difficult lesson. And he's going to bless you in front of the people that wanted to see you fall. That's another way that God will teach them a lesson. Your enemies, the people who are used by the devil to get to you. The chains that the devil tried to keep you in are weak. And no matter what, they'll always be broken because they're not strong enough. The Holy Spirit will break anything that is trying to keep you where you don't belong. They can't keep nothing or hide anything from God's children. So God will move you into the front of the line. To those who wanted to keep you and the last and behind the line. That's how they treat us. That's how they treat us in this world. They always try to put us last. But remember that you, as a child of God, with a pure, good heart, you will produce good things in your life, good fruits. An evil person will produce evil things in their life. What a person says out of their mouth is what is inside their heart. Certain people are slaves to hate and fear and envy. They're constantly living in comparison through the flesh, not the spirit, through the flesh. That's why they don't understand you. That's why they think that copying you somehow is going to elevate them. But they can copy you in the flesh, right? In the physical realm, they can copy the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you walk. But that energy, that essence that you have, that aura that you have, can never be emulated. So, that's why there's friction between you and envious people, because their darkness gets irritated by your light. The demons in them are irritated because you are in their presence. So these type of people do not deserve access to your life. Point blank period. They do not deserve access to your life if they are disrespecting you, fighting against you, which they're not only fighting against you, they're fighting against God. They're going against God's will. That is very not okay. And so, we have to leave them where they're at, so they can learn how to value what they've lost. Because certain people will not value you as long as they lose you. And it'll give them time to reflect on what they did wrong to lose you. And other people are so prideful. Ooh, their pride is so high that they'll never want to admit. They'll find any excuse to validate why they treated you bad. And they'll never come forward, and they'll never give you the apology that you deserve. But we have to forgive them, and we have to be willing to accept that some people will never be sorry for the way that they treated us. That they'll never genuinely feel bad for the hurt that they've caused in our life. And that's to free ourselves. And we have to remember that we're not for everyone as well. We're not for everyone. And those who dislike us, but at the same time they're obsessed with everything that we do, we're not for them. They're dealing with a lot of cognitive dissonance. They don't know which side to choose. They're going to keep us in chaos, confused, all over the place. Because they're inspired, but at the same time they hate you. And that's how envy is not. Envy is just chaotic. They wreak havoc. That spirit wreaks havoc in your life when you're around that type of person. So you have the right to walk away from that demonic hold. And it doesn't matter what they want. It doesn't matter what they think that you should do. Because they're going to try to guilt you. They're going to try to make you feel like you were in the wrong and that you're such a horrible person for leaving them and for not wanting them to come back into your life. You get what I mean? So, it's best to just not, I don't know, it's just envy is it's not a good, it's not a good spirit. And remember that God has your back. That although they may end up betraying you, which of course an envious person, jealous person, you can expect that already to happen. God has your back. And therefore you shouldn't worry about who ends up leaving. The devil usually only comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So be compassionate and be forgiving and understand that these people are only being pawns. They're only being used by the devil to get to you. That they could still be a good person, but the devil is using them to try to attack you. Because they can still love, other family members. They can still have love for their pet. It's that spirit that overtakes them that I see. Because there are good people in this world. But it's just with you, because of your spirit, because of who you are in God's image, they don't want nothing to do with you. But with other people who are similar to them, they will do a lot for them. They will love them, care for them, take care of them. But just because it's you, they're not going to treat you the same way that they treat other people. Because of how anointed you are. Because how blessed you are. Because of who you are. And I've witnessed that so many times, that I see people treating other people with so much respect and so much kindness. And you think to yourself, what did I do to deserve being treated this badly? It's the spirit in you. It irritates. They're demons. So yeah. One thing we have to remember also is that devil will try to take your soul. And if he can't take your soul, he's gonna go after your purpose. He comes to take what you love. Relationships. And that's just the devil working through those relationships to cause a division. So don't be mad at the person. Don't be mad at that person and be like, I'm mad at that person. I'm mad at, let's say, Ezekiel. I'm mad at Ezekiel. because of what he did to me. It's the spirit within them. It's not even the person, it's the spirit within them. Because we constantly see those same spirits being manifested in so many other people. And it all works the same exact way. Like narcissists, they all do the same exact thing. They all use the same tactics. You know, the spirit of pride is in many people, and you're constantly going to see them behave the same exact way, do the same things, the tactics. Um, the spirit of envy, same thing, same tactics that they use, that spirit in them. The spirit of hatred, you know, there's bitterness, resentment, anger, unforgiveness. It's in people's hearts, and it's just the soul in them. But people operate with different spirits. Some of them are worse than other people. Some other people are just battling with certain areas that they just need to. They need to just be renewed in God. That God can just work on them, you know. But some people are still trying to work through that. Yeah, people are very evil these days. The other thing is that they feel intimidated by you. So that's why they treat you bad, because they're intimidated by you. They see that you're a natural born leader, that they can't make you conform to their way, to whatever it is that they want you to do, because you're different from them, because you stand out and you think differently. You don't just go along with whatever everyone else goes along with, and you decide to stand your ground whenever you think that something is not good for you, or you just don't want to do something and you're like, no, like, I'm not doing that. Or anything that's spiritually low, you're just like, no, you know, everyone else is doing it, and you're just like, no, I'm okay. So like, you go to a family event, everyone's gossiping, everyone's talking bad about a certain family member, laughing at someone who's going through a difficult time or something, and you decide that you don't want to be involved, and you decide to just go to a different place so you don't have to listen to their foolishness. You're a leader. You do exactly what you feel is right for God. Also for God. Like you already know like what's good and bad, and you're like, no, you know, that's bad. That it makes me feel drained just listening to that. That makes me feel tired whenever I'm around, you know, just negative talking, and you know, being two-faced, talking bad about someone who's not even there. Like, I don't want to even be near that. I don't know. It's just, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not the type that likes gossiping, or I don't like none of that. You know, like just putting someone down, tearing someone down behind their back and laughing. And then when they come around, you're like, oh, hi, how are you? I can't. I can't do that. So as a leader, you intimidate people because you make them feel bad because they know that what they're doing is not right, and somehow they feel like somehow you think that you're better than them because you don't want to do whatever it is that is not spiritually good in the spirit. I don't know. You get me. Another thing is if they're a snake, like if these people have snake, like envy is poisonous. We already know that. If they're a snake, they're gonna feel threatened by you. Looking very radiant tonight. I like the shirt. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, the snakes in the grass, they're gonna feel very threatened by you. And when you're a threat, they're gonna want to strike you down. Yeah, they fear our pure light. Thank you, Adriana, looking nice. Thank you. Yeah, so they can even be envious of your progress, the steps that you're taking to improve yourself and your life. They might think that you don't deserve it, that you don't deserve what you've worked for or what you've done. So these type of people are very quick to betray you just because they're envious of your evolution. They become intimidated by you, envious of you. Yeah, I've had several, actually, all my life, people have actually come up to me, and this goes for males and females as well, who have told me, you intimidate me, or you're intimidating. And I honestly see myself as very sweet. I was like, I'm intimidating. I would say to myself, how am I intimidating? I'm literally harmless. I won't hurt anything. I'm like a lover of humanity, or I'm always positive, loving, caring. I was like, how am I intimidating? I'm not aggressive. And they would just tell me, yeah, you're so intimidating. And it kind of made me feel bad. It's like, why? Why am I so intimidating? And it's the envy. So they go out of their way to humble you down as well. They go out of their way to try to humble you down. You need to be humbled a little bit. People have told me that I'm an attention seeker, and it was like when I would go to public places, I wouldn't even talk loud. I wouldn't even put myself out there, but yet people would just. I would just. How do I explain it? The spirit within me, the strong presence that I have, it just automatically turns heads. People have like that need to stare at the light. They like stare at you. Your happiness, your positivity, your glow, your radiance that you're exuding. And they were like, oh, she's such an attention seeker. Look at her. And I had other people would tell me, you think you're better. You think you're better than us, don't you? And I was like, no, I never said that. I never even I never put you down. Like, what? It was just my confidence. They were like, yeah, you think you're better than all of us. Like, look at her. She acts like she's too good for us. And because I wouldn't want, certain people, they would reject me. And at the same time, I didn't feel like I could be myself around them either. And I did feel like I just didn't fit in. And you know what? Maybe I was too good for them. And that's why they just rejected me. But I don't blame myself either. You know, I saw their very nasty energy. I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want to be around it. That. So, so yeah. So they go out of their way to humble you down. It's funny. Or to teach you a lesson somehow. And you're like, I I don't need a lesson from you who's just talking a bunch of foolishness. Um so why'd you get dizzy? Yeah, they are toxic people. Mm-hmm. God's presence is so strong. He be careful not to destroy his chosen. You can't. People cannot destroy what God created in his image. It's not about intimidating. To them, that's probably another word for jealous. I get that a lot, and they make themselves bigger by thinking they're putting you down. I agree. I don't have time for that. Exactly. I knew it was jealousy. That's why this video is perfect for for sharing the little manipulative wordings that they use to put you down. It really is. It really is a form of manipulation, of devaluation. It doesn't sound like it is, um, but it is. It is. It is funny. Yeah, it's funny when they think that we need their lessons. They actually need to learn from us. They're not teachable. Many of them are so prideful that they're not teachable because their ego, the envy, it gets in the way. It blinds them from the truth. They fear seeing the negativity in themselves. Oh yeah, they'd rather see it in you. I mean, no, they'd rather just project it onto you. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they'll do. And that's why they want to misunderstand you, because they want to project their negativity onto you. How they feel about themselves, that's why they misunderstand you. And then other people, they just can't understand you. Like, they don't want to take the time to understand you. It's too much work for them. You're as deep as the ocean, and they're as shallow as a puddle. So, they can't understand you. They think we need their lessons, but they never see what errors they do. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, they really don't. They don't want to change their ways. They want us to change somehow, but there's there's nothing wrong with the way we do things. In fact, the way we live, it's problem free. We find solutions for every problem. and they come to us for advice and we give them solutions, they don't take it. And they think everything in our life comes easy onto us. You know, everything. Words are their weapons. Yeah, definitely. Words are their weapons. And projection. Um, so yeah, you know, like you're arrogant, you think you're better than us. Um, who do you think you are? You think you're a know-it-all? You're so negative. I had someone tell me that and I was laughing. I was like, I'm so negative? I was just laughing. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, you're always negative. That was the most funniest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, then why do you keep coming towards me to get my energy if I'm so negative? If I'm so negative, then why do you want something from me? I mean, why do you want to be around me if I'm such a negative, bad person? That's what I would always laugh at. I was laugh at the fact that they're like, you're such a bad person. You're so, you're this and that. You know, like they'll just say things like that, and then they'll come back. They'll search for you, and you're like, if I was such a bad person, then why do you keep coming back? You are to them, lol. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just liars. They're just liars, but deep down they know. They know that it's not true. And when you tell them the truth, ooh, their little lie just crumbles. Their whole um delusion just crumbles to the ground. When you speak the truth, it's like they get mad at you for not believing their lie. They want you to believe their lie so they can think that you need them and not the other way around. They play a lot of reverse psychology on us. That's all it is. It's just reverse psychology. You know, but the behavior, the way they treat you, what they choose to see in you is exactly what is inside of their heart and what they are technically. You know? That's what I learned. Like when you're chosen, you choose to see the good in people. You choose to give people benefit of the doubt. You choose to have set high expectations on people. And when you're filled with darkness, you're always going to see the darkness in everyone, even in the light. Isn't that crazy? Like the people in darkness are still going to find darkness in you. Wow. That's pretty crazy. But darkness, I mean like anything, like a weakness. You know, that's what I mean. Or anything that needs work in your life. Oh yeah, they'll do that. They'll definitely make fun of us and use our anointing against me. They mock me, they copy me, then they say I'm the problem and they'll never appreciate something I do. Exactly, uh-huh. Yeah, they won't. Mm-mm. Many of them just don't want to boost your ego. They don't want to try to make you feel like you are better than them. Yeah, we are anointed. Mm-hmm. Alright, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live right now. Thank you guys so much for staying throughout the whole live stream. I hope you guys enjoy this live stream. And I'll definitely be coming up with more content on the way. Alright. Y'all have a good night, and God bless each one of you. Alright, bye.